Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Seaway. Genevieve, Jim, Joe Bennett gave me a 2-page script to follow. It's on the podium behind me. Oh, there's no way in hell I'm ever gonna be able to follow it. I've been asked today, how do we do what we do, and how do we handle integrating new people? So I'll just start out of the normal everyday routine. When we start our day, we have our mission, our core values. They're up behind me. And part of that is we have a morning huddle where the leaders get together. And we've been doing that since, going back to like 1999. We're also an open book company. We share our financials with all of our employees quarterly. And we've been doing that since 1999. So let's start with our normal morning huddle. We stand in a circle. We're in a group like this, and I forced everybody to say something that they're grateful for. And when we first did it, one of my friends years ago gave me a book that had 10,000 things to be grateful for. And I would have that at the meeting. And if somebody was stuck, I'd give them the book and say, open the damn book and just pick something. Dwayne Tony back there, he's laughing. He picked on me this morning to go first. And what I mentioned was I was grateful for all of this. So, somebody had asked me this morning if I was really excited, and I said, no, I'm not sure that's the word that I would use. Grateful. I'm very proud of the group of people. So how did this start? We can pick the date of 2015, 2018, somewhere in that time frame. But for sure, in the March time frame, Joe Bennett. Joe, you want to come up here, stand next to me? I really don't care whether you want to or not. Come on up here. Clear to you. Down a moment. Joe had an idea. If you can't tell, Joe's a little bit younger than me. Had more energy, but all it took was a spark. And I asked Joe this morning, so it was his idea, all of this. And I asked him this morning, I said, did you envision that it was going to look like this? Joe looked around and he said, well, no, not exactly. Sure. I don't think any of this has gone by the plan book. There's been so many curves. Unbelievable. I mean, who could have foreseen COVID? I have a bunch of these little jokes, and they're kind of insider jokes, but when Joe got me into this, the first 1,500 that was available on the market, because it's the only one, and other people were looking at it, and I think one of the gentlemen sitting here, Mr. Dunford, may have had his eye on it. Where are you, Bob? There you are. And our guys were saying, Ray, if you don't buy that 1,500, you will never have another opportunity the rest of your life because you're old. We now have 4 of them. And when we started out and planned this building, it was only to have 1. So now we're squeezing 4 of these giant machines into this little tiny building. So no, it was hard to envision, and we didn't see all of this coming. How did we handle it? We made the commitment with the first machine, and the next person I jumped on in our morning huddle this morning is Mr. Swarchek. Yes, come on up. I don't care if you have to hobble. Let's go. So Mr. Swarchek has installed more 1,500s than anybody except National Machinery. And we have the original manufacturers of these machines here today. And thank you for coming from Tiffin. Jim, I think I pursued him for at least 4 years. I'd send him stuff for his birthday, his anniversary, and stuff just because. And say, I know you're not ready, but when you are, I hope you take my phone call. About 4 years. I mean, wow. And the next person we had to go after, Tim White. Where is Mr. White? Yes, he reminds me of Tim Misney. Come on, get up here, Tim.
Like this at nowhere. I'm like a little evil. That's I'm a country.
You're gonna make him pay extra.
Yeah.
So Jim did the heavy lifting. Okay, now you need some brains. And Tim heads up our engineering. And the brains to tool all these machines. It's unbelievable. The number of pieces, parts. And this is where I should hand the mic to Joe, because he has to charge our customers for all those pieces, parts. There's just a lot of tools. And to design them all from scratch, and I didn't give him any time to do it. And he's still here. He doesn't have any hair left, but...
No.
Okay, so heavy lifting, I've got brains, and the next person I picked on was Chris Sieber. And I don't see Steve from second shift, but Chris is, he's over there hiding. And then Chris is a diehard Michigan fan. And some of you guys traveled down here from Michigan, so I wore my Michigan tie. I had to really choose because it's a real war here between Ohio State and Michigan. So Chris, what are you waiting for? Come on down.
Right.
And the next person I'm going to pick on would be Dwayne Toney. Come on up, Dwayne. So if I failed to mention the C word, COVID, and the loss of personnel, one of the great things about all these guys, starting with Joe, Jim, Chris, Tim, and Dwayne, is they brought teams of people with them. Not overnight. Jim had been burnt enough that he didn't know if the mission, values, core beliefs were true. Anybody can put that up on the wall. Then he brought with him a staff that was able to take pieces of crap. You should see what the Chinese did to that 1500 machine over there, and be able to rebuild it into the 1500-2. They're identical machines in almost all capabilities. They're virtually identical. And to literally the Chinese running the next tier plant ran them until they couldn't hit another stroke. So no maintenance for, I don't know, more than a decade. And our guys, my son Raymond, back there, you can wave your hand, and then Jim, they were in Tyvek suits, respirators, with the high pressure hot steamers in July, steam cleaning them enough that the state of Michigan would allow them on a truck on the road, and disassembling them. So it took about 8 weeks to disassemble, and then it got turned over to riggers. And then to have it fully assembled, and there's going to be a little reveal. They're going to run some parts for you, which is just really, 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 really cool. But that's how we did it. Great people. They brought families with them. The customers, Joe's been real careful about throttling customers in because we really, really, really try not to overpromise. Joe will tell you that, getting the order, it's hard. And if you let them down, they're not coming back. And so we have an on-time delivery record in the 99% range. I mean, it's just unbelievable. 99.3, 99.7. I don't know why we can't get to 100, Joe. Hop. I have to say another thing about the growth. I have a couple bankers here, because it's always good to have two, just in case. And our bank, to do the next expansion, we're going to have to use some capital. So we've been really, really, really fortunate that there were investment tax credits available, grants available, and even the PPP that helped keep the place going during COVID. All of that helped make this all possible. It really, really takes a partnership with the government. I'm committed to it, and it's nothing new. I'll be going to Washington with my daughter in a week or two with the Industrial Fastener Institute for their annual fly-in. And I think it's the first one since COVID. When we're competing against China, where the government subsidizes and gives incredible investment tax credits, it's tough. It's really, really, really tough. These are iconic machines. They're very, very capital intensive. So thank you, the United States. It's fitting that we have the flag and we're standing below that. It's a great country to be in. But we do need more. I think that what we've assembled here gives us an incredibly bright future. I asked my HR person, who loves to talk, she's standing in the back, to bring out some applications. Some of you guys I think could still work here. No, but if you know anybody good, I have to put that plug in. And anywhere I go, I'm trying to recruit talent, because the demographic wave that we're riding right now, it could kill manufacturing. So we're doing the best we can. So the representatives from the state of Ohio and Lorain County that are here, thank you for coming and believing in us. And since I went off script, Joe, what else would you like me to say?
You did great. That was perfect.
So you guys from Michigan, thank you for traveling such a long distance. And I can't forget Pittsburgh. Very honored to have a friendly competitor, Pittsburgh plug here. And I'd love to name each and every one of you guys for coming. It's very, very nice to share this time with us. So with that, Joe?
I think we're going to pass it over to Chris, and he's going to do his thing, and we're going to walk over to the machine and watch it knock off a couple parts. So again, we'd like great that week.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's